YTBC student. Now, that is the youngest, baddest uploader who has stepped foot and touched buttons on this thing and has made total sense. And I tell you something, I've seen a lot of them come and go. But YTBC student has now graduated into the midst of the masters.
What up, everybody? So, I know I've been putting out some of these videos about standards. And to be honest, this was something that I did not enjoy doing. You know? And when things happen in life, sometimes you don't realize it, but a good thing could come of it. So this is going to be my last video on standards. At least, I'm hoping it is. Excuse me. I'm hoping that this is going to be my last video on standards. Because the first two, to be honest, were a bit, like I said, they weren't really fun ones to make. These were just things that I felt like I had to address. Because you really have to lay the groundwork. How can you expect for people to meet your standards if you don't let them know what those standards are? So, you know, that's why I felt that I had to make those videos. But, you know, the situations themselves were not fun for me. So that being said, this is going to be the last video on standards, at least I intend it to be. And this time I don't have a screenshot of anything, because this is not deriving from any particular situation. This is really going to be my standards for my viewers. This one's going to be a little bit more fun for me because I won't feel like I was betrayed or anything. And as far as my standards for my viewers, all right, I have to say I want to give a big shout out to Dilltown, all right? Now you may be asking yourself, okay, so he was in the first one and he did you wrong. This is true. However, Dilltown and me have hashed things out. We come to an understanding, and I have to give props to him. He saw my video and he handled things like an adult. So this really does segue into my standards for my viewers. All right? Because the whole reason why I brought up what happened between me and Dilltown wasn't because I wanted to put my drama out there. Wasn't because I wanted y'all to go and chew him out. That's not really what the purpose of that video was. I saw a situation that happened, and I wanted everyone to know this applies to you. This is how I'm handling the situation. And if anybody were to do something like this, this is what will happen. This is how I will handle it. And not that I'll make a video about it, but, you know, when you have certain situations that come up, you may want people to know how you would handle it. But as this relates to the viewer, all right, it's like I said, you know, normally I wouldn't do that. All right. I've always just kind of put it very generically and just tell you, okay, this is how it goes. But I just got to a breaking point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm not getting the respect that I feel I should be getting as a human being, as a man. So I'm just gonna go extreme with it. So that's what I did. But that being said, when it comes to my viewers, this is my standard for y'all. My standard is that you always think for yourself. You always judge people on how they treat you. Alright? If Dilltown has never done anything wrong to you, just because me and him had a situation, I don't want you to judge him based upon that. And that goes for Diplomat or Fact King, whatever you want to call him, that goes for him too. My purpose wasn't, and me and him have not squashed anything. He probably hasn't seen my video, and if he does, and then he decides that he does not care, then, I mean, really, that just shows me that as for the friendship that I thought was there between me and him, that I ended up being right, that he's just an unappreciative person, and I don't need somebody like that within my associations. Now, somebody would like Dilltown, who, you know, showed me that he does respect me, and he did reach out to me, then I can say, all right, you know, we all make mistakes. That's why in my last video I said it would be hypocritical if I didn't leave things open for somebody to say, look, I know this happened, but I think it was a misunderstanding, or I did, you know, either I did something wrong, or maybe you don't realize that you did this, and this is why I reacted this way, but I think this is something that we can get past. If I'm dealing with somebody like that, that is somebody that I can have in my associations. They're not being malicious toward me. You know, if they realize that they made a mistake, or that things got out of hand, or they realize that I'm misunderstanding something, because here's the thing, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. So it would be hypocritical of me not to leave it open, because I know that I've done wrong to people in the past. I know that maybe I haven't done wrong, but there was a misunderstanding somewhere, and things would have come out a lot better if the person would have allowed me to elaborate on what I said or what I did. So that being said, I do not want you to judge somebody based off of what's happened between me and them, or based off of what's happened between them and other people. You should always go by what you have experienced. So, always do that. Always think for yourself. Alright? And that comes to boxing too. If I give you my take on something with boxing, I don't expect you to just agree with me just because I said it. Look into sources. Use your own judgment. And then come to your own surmise. And if you disagree with me, I don't have a problem with you leaving a comment on my page. I don't censor my comment section, because my channel is here to make a forum for freedom of speech, where people can voice how they feel on boxing without being ridiculed and being mocked. And I know it's a testosterone-driven sport, but it can also be handled civilly when we're debating or discussing. So please, it's like I said in my last video, do not unsubscribe. I don't think anybody would, but you never know. If you're subscribed to Diplomat, don't unsubscribe to him simply because he wronged me, because I really feel like I was wronged by him. How do you make such accusations, and then when I point out the flaws in what you're telling me, you just act like you didn't say some ridiculous things? Like, really, somebody who calls himself the Fact King with absolutely no evidence or integrity about what he told me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not telling you to judge him upon that. I'm just brought out that this is somebody that I helped in the past, that I have supported, have been down with since day one, have never given any discouraging comments to, all of a sudden is accusing me of not allowing them to have their own opinion and unsubbing from them. It just doesn't make any sense. But that's my experience with him. If your experience with him is that he's treated you good, he's treated you with respect, then by all means, continue to support him. But I just use these two situations as examples of what I am and am not willing to put up with. But I do have to give much respect to Dilltown. He showed me true character. Another thing is, on a side note, my last video I said that Coach Sheldon Harrison was more of an acquaintance. I was wrong. This man is a friend. This man has shown me nothing but respect and continues to amaze me with the way that he treats me. And I had to check myself, because in my last video about standards, I said, about the Fact King, that if you rather just have people, if you would rather treat the genuine people like shit and continue to cater to the fake people, and so be it. Kind of had to check myself on that, because I considered the Fact King as a friend of mine and Coach Sheldon Harrison an acquaintance, and I have to say that was a mistake on my part. So, and that's exactly why, if y'all tell me that you don't support Coach or somebody else that I support, that's fine. You have your reasons. That is what this is all about. You think for yourself, I think for myself. You don't want to support him, I'm not going to try to get you to want to support him. We all support channels for different reasons, and I'm not going to tell you that my reasons are more valid than yours. So, those are my standards for y'all. When I tell you about a situation, always think for yourself. And be respectful. If you're going to comment about whatever I'm talking about, just be respectful. Be respectful to others. But, I don't... I'm going to leave my standard video up, the first one, not because I want Dilltown to look bad, but simply because of educational purposes. But that's what I'm saying now. Please do not judge him just based off of something that happened between me and him. Alright? He treats you with respect. There's no reason for you to disrespect him just because of something that you I could have lied about everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and I didn't, but I'm just saying that can happen in any situation. Somebody can just lie to you about everything, and you're making judgment calls based off of fabricated information. But anyways, standards are a two-way street. What I mean by that is, I've told you my standards for my viewers, but guess what? I have standards for myself. This is a two-way street, and both lanes have to be equal. So it's not just I'm going to set standards for y'all, but I have standards that I've set for myself. And let's be honest, you have standards for me as well. Now, I mean, you can feel free to leave it in the comment section if you wish to, but this is my standards that I have. All right? So that I'm going to be genuine. I'm going to do my best to be responsible and let you know what point of view that you are going to get every time. And if I make a mistake, I'm going to come out later and let you know, okay, this is what's up. Know what I'm saying? It's not just the standards that I hold y'all to, but there's standards that I hold for myself. I always do my best to do the research. Sometimes it's not going to happen. But hey, I ain't getting paid for this. This is free. So I always do my best to make things entertaining. Always do my best to make things funny. Come up with new ideas. And I think I've done a pretty good job of that. With the Fatos Locos that I used to do. I haven't done that in a while. We'll see if that comes back. More recently, the Don't Be a Cherry Picker. And there's more to come. If I come up with a good idea, I'll put it out there. We'll see if you guys take to it or not. I got something that I'm going to be doing hopefully by the end of the week. Something new. So those are my standards. To try to be as innovative as I can be, to be as entertaining as I can be, and to act with as much integrity as I possibly can. So, the one thing that I like about these standards is I think, even though it was somewhat of, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't like terribly stressful, but there was a little bit of stress involved. But I think that there's been some good that's come out of this. I really, I've just now come to realize I've never really come out and said, look, this is the type of atmosphere that I want for my channel. These are the standards. This is how I want people to treat me, and I'm going to treat you the same way. So, I think this was a good thing. Just came with some annoyances. But as like I said, much respect to Dilltown for, reaching out to me. Much respect to Coach, for showing me, revealing, hey, he's not just an acquaintance, he's a friend. And much respect to y'all for spending any time that you do listening to me. Because you don't even owe me that. I could be making these videos and getting 0 views. But I don't. So I do thank y'all. But anyways, to all my subscribers, anybody watching my videos, if you just so happen to stumble on this video, this isn't typically what I do, but I think in doing these videos, there's been some growth. Y'all have a wonderful Blessed day.
I am so authentic, I'm so authentic. They trying to figure me out, but this is not a gimmick. Hi, hip hop, don't act like you don't know me. We got the same mama, don't you try to disown me. I'm just a mixed breed, call me a day walker. Cause I walk in the sun, but at night I'm a stalker. If you looking for blood, come run in my lane. The vein never runs dry, there's plenty of it, man. I speak an ancient language, they don't understand me. It's called the truth, I break it down, they try to reprimand me.